Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Another ramblings, getting another one out, and this one is basically how I got to Indonesia and my first month in Sumatra as well. So yeah, it was kind of a last minute job actually getting to Indonesia. I was getting messages from the parents like, "We're going on holiday to Malaysia, want to come?" It's like, yeah, 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 let's do it. Let's do it. So last minute, just flew out, got a flight to Mauritius, spent a day there. It's a nice place, and then flew into Malaysia and met the parents. That was great. Haven't seen them for 3-4 months, whatever. So that was nice. And then we had 7 days together, I think, in KL and also in Tioman Island, and that was brilliant. Tioman Island was so nice. Just a beach, lovely hotel, doing nothing, scuba diving. Yeah, you can't go wrong with something like that. So yeah, and then I basically had to decide where I was going in Indonesia. I kind of just went, right, let's do Sumatra. That looks and sounds brilliant, let's go. So after a big night in KL with Clementson, off I popped, flying over to Banda Aceh. And I thought, I'm just going to start as far west as possible and just travel for as long as I can and see how east I can go. So I started in Banda Aceh and went over to an island called Sabang, or Pulau, as it's also called, and spent like 6 days there, finding my feet, traveling. Yeah, again, just load of scuba diving. I mean, I'd come from scuba diving every day in Madagascar, so I had to keep that up for a little while. I'd be getting withdrawal symptoms and whatever, but the diving there was unreal. Just like first dive, seeing like devil rays, sharks, load of turtles, like ornate pipe ghost fish and things that I've been wanting to see and hadn't seen for ages. So for me, that was so special. Just a great start as well. Like traveling around the island on motorbike, seeing like hot springs, like things like this. Just beautiful island. It kind of brought me into how big Indonesia is going to be as well. Because I'd just done a tiny island off Sumatra, and that was huge. So I think I'm going to be up to something here. So yeah, and then I went to, where'd I go? And then I decided to go to the jungle. Basically, what I realised this trip to Sumatra was literally I did everything I possibly could have done and possibly wanted to. So we went from scuba diving and chilling into the jungle in Kadambi. So but before I went back to Banda Aceh, and that is just, I wouldn't call it history as such, but it was basically the epicenter of the 2004 tsunami. And the scale of that is kind of so hard to grasp, and it affected nearly everyone. Like most of the local people I spoke to had been just directly affected and whatnot. And yeah, so seeing the museum and the electricity generator just washed up on shore was really, really eye-opening to that absolute disaster. So yeah, and then we head into the jungle, and Sumatra is like one of the only islands apart from Kalimantan where you can see orangutans. So we have to go there. So I got on a little bus, I'm not sure you'd call it little. It was a night bus from Banda Aceh in the morning, and then another 6 hours in the morning. So like 15 hours to get into the jungle in Kadambi. And one of the things with travelling alone is you never really know if there's going to be anyone else there to share your guide with or your activity with. So I got there and there was no one there. So the next day, me and my guy just ran into the jungle, and yeah, that was unreal. Just like walking through incredible jungle, just like orangutans. And to be honest, I don't even need to see things when I'm in the jungle. Just like being in the jungle is just so good anyway. So yeah, we're just walking through orangutans, up in that tree. And they're such amazing creatures. They're just ridiculous. Like don't appear to do anything, but they're so graceful and so sort of human-like, to be honest. I think that's what a weird attraction is about it. So yeah, and then we get to camp, and I'm doing a 3-day, 2-night camp there in the jungle to try and make the most of it. And so we get to our camp, and it's just this amazing spot by the river. So you've just got a massive river, well, you've got a good river flowing through, and we just camp under kind of just like clear tarp, see-through tarp, which we called a little aquarium. And yeah, so we're just kind of jumping in for the rest of the day, going on little walks into the jungle, seeing giant squirrels, owls and stuff. And then, yeah, the next day we head off further into the jungle to a place where they say you don't really see orangutans. We did. So we're walking in there, and this camp is so cool. This is right next to a hot spring. And basically the water from the hot spring kind of flows into the river. So you've got a spot where it's just like a bath. It's peng. Just laying there for hours, just like chatting with people, just doing nothing. But yeah, so climbing up like pure Tarzan style, crossing lianas through the jungle and whatever. And then we spot an orangutan, which was so cool. And it hung around for ages, kind of just like on eye level, just through the canopy. And it was so cool. And then I did an incredible 20-point orangutan spot. I was like to my guide, like, right, so we came to this clear sort of viewpoint, which you can just see for miles. So I got out my binoculars and was just like, right, I'm going to find us an orangutan from 2 miles away. And literally just scan and just go, found one. She's like, what? No, you haven't. Found one. Is that you? Like, serious stuff, just like in a fork of a tree, like a mile away. It's like, yeah, that's how we like it. So, yeah, and then we kind of just do a load of walking about, and it's so special just being out in the jungle, just like cooking eggs with hot spring water and just lying under clear tarp as the rain just falls on you in the night and whatever. So, yeah, and then from here, I get another big set of buses to a place called Berestagi. And here's like, I think they say it's one of the highest active volcanoes in Indonesia. So it's like, right, I have to do that then, I have to climb up that. So left with 2 guys at 3:30 in the morning to get up there for sunrise. And that was so cool. You can get to like a point really high above the crater and just look down, and you just got a view of sunrise. And it was a little bit cloudy when we went, but it was paying nonetheless. So that was a good thing to do. But we decided to try one way down and literally just skied down, slipping and sliding everywhere, and were rewarded with some hot springs. Well, it's kind of like just a swimming pool, so it's not really the same. But after a big walk, it's nice. Anyway, and then we're on the road again. Always on the road. It's just constantly big bus journeys all around. But the bus journeys were all so smooth. Like, I swear down, just like you get just handed from one person to the next. It's weird. Just like buses will stop, you'll get on, and it's kind of like a car. I don't even know how they find people or how you know what bus goes where. You just do. It's a car, bang, bang, bang. Drops off, go to that person, go to that person, go to that person. It's awesome. So then I go take another bus over to Lake Toba. And this is just a base. This place is just a huge, like the biggest lake in Indonesia. It's just a massive lake, and you just do nothing. Just swim in the lake, drive around on motorbikes. We did like 50 kilometers in one day, just driving around through the mountains, and just stopping every now and again just to go, wow, look how nice it is. So spent like 4 days there, and then just couldn't hack that lazy life anymore. So went and changed to being lazy on a beach. So yeah, from there I pretty much crossed directly down the country, and that was like 4 buses. So that's when it came in handy how nice everyone is. and how all the bus drivers just help you. So yeah, as I said, you just get dropped from one person to the next, and then like my last bus driver, I don't know what it was. I'm pretty sure it was like, I think it was only maybe 12 hours in total. He said, "Oh yeah, you can just go stay with my friend in Sinkill." So it's like, cool. So I go from Lake Toba all the way down to Sinkill, stopping several ways. And this is kind of on my way to the Banyak Islands. So I stay one night there and then move into the Banyaks. And the Banyaks are exactly what they say. In Indonesian, they mean lots of islands. Pulau Banyak, lots of islands. And that's exactly what they are. I think there's 99 of them, and they're just like your picturesque tropical island, really. The one I stayed on was called Pulau Tailana, and that was like, if you could just pick an island, which is just a perfect island for just living on, that was it. It was just big, completely flat, beach all the way around, coral all the way around, and a load of coconut trees. It was amazing, and just did absolutely nothing there. That's the thing with things like that. You just sit on the beach, read, chat, play volleyball. I think I scuba dived once actually, so that was an activity. And then just island hop around as well, just go visit other islands. So just seeing, it's just so beautiful out there. Just amazing. And then from there, it's kind of annoying because there are so many beautiful islands across the bottom of Sumatra, like Simalu, Banyak, Nias, Mentawai, and then you've got like a load of other islands as well just there. But there's no inter-island ferry service, which is useless. But maybe people just don't really like islands as much as I do, and one's enough. But anyway, so instead of just hopping a short distance over to Nias, I had to go back up and down to Sinkill and then to Nias, which was like a 36-hour journey. So leave boat, ferry, car, and it's just like, ugh. So 36 hours later, I wake up and we've arrived in Nias. So it's like, yes, finally arrived in Nias. And we just kind of move into, I'm going surfing here, by the way. So hop over to the surfing thing. And this is the only time I think a bus driver has not been good. The bus driver literally just dropped me in the middle of nowhere. It was like, yeah, sorry, I don't want to take you any further. It's like, live. It's really not. Just waiting for someone else to take me. But when I got there, it was made so much more worthwhile. Just the waves were amazing. Not that I was good enough to do the wave, which they say is one of the most consistent right-handers in the world. And best. No, I'm on the little beach break. But still, the waves were amazing. I stayed in the most amazing guest house as well, where I swear I was just part of the family. I was the only one staying there, and I'd just like eat dinner with them, chill with them afterwards, watching TV. Like, I rented their board, which is an amazing board. Like, their son was my surf instructor, and we got on like an absolute house on fire, just like taking the mick out of each other so much. It was a joke. And yeah, so just that was kind of my point where I was like, I want to spend 4 days and I want to surf. And by the end of it, I want to be able to surf properly. And yeah, I'm not sure what, I think properly is a loose sort of term around here. But it was still, I could stand up and I could ride a wave and I could ride it across the wave and I could ride a break and I could ride another break and keep going. Not all the time. Sometimes. Once maybe. But still. That was surfing. And it was perfect. And it's kind of annoying, to be honest, because Indonesia's only got a 30-day visa. Unless, well, I mean, I could have done longer, but it's just well complicated. Like, Malaysia has a 90-day visa. That would have been well much more nice. I'm losing my marbles. That was well nice. But 30 days, so I had to leave. And on the way back, so I was flying from Padang, so I basically gone all the way down and to Padang. And then I went to Bukittinggi to pick up this t-shirt for Dad, which he left. And that was brilliant. I had like 1 day And me and the guide who took round his film crew when he was there just razzed around on his motorbike. Lake Maninjao, seen it, done it, eat more food. Food, 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 sight, look at this, national park. Amazing looking national park actually. Just like waterfalls everywhere, a load of Indonesian tourists, which is great. The Indonesian people, I swear, are the best. They're just so friendly and everyone wants to help. And that's exactly what I realised. And after seeing everything I did and doing everything I did, the people, I think, was still my favourite bit of that so far. So yeah, Bukatingi, back to Padang, and we out here. The end of the month. Phase 1, Indonesia, done.